we're gonna just see how many people are still waiting in the waiting room, and then we're gonna get started. So let's see if that's happening. Bear with me for just 1 minute. And in the meantime.
Yeah, we got everybody in the room and I see you live on Facebook.
All right. So for those of you who want to see yourself on Facebook live in that room, please go ahead right now and go to repositioner.com/society. And unless you're a member, you won't be able to see it, but for next week, you should be able to see it. So let me see who everybody is from. Janet is from Georgia. Manish is from California. So where's Janet? Hold on. Janet, where are you?
Here I am.
Oh, there you are. Hi, Janet. And
hello, everyone.
Hi, Manish. Where is Manish? Am I saying that right? Manish from California. Hi, Mark, Fort Lauderdale. There you are. Hi, welcome. Crystal, there you are from Canada, Edmonton. Chris, our first excited guy. Horseheads. I've never heard of Horseheads.
Very small town.
My God, is there a lot of horses there? Is that the deal?
No, history back from Revolutionary War.
Really? Well, you'll have to tell us all about it. But remember, what I'm asking for is what you do for a living, and then one thing that you're embarrassed to have done as a child. And I have a good one because, you know, I live in Canada. Roy, where are you, Roy? From Greenville, Spartanburg area in the South Carolina. Oh, there you are, Roy. Can you hear us?
I can.
Okay. Do you have your tea?
I have the Southern style.
What's that? Bourbon? Oh, Dr. Nice. Very
Gotta
nice.
have Dr. Pepper.
Nice. Oh my gosh. And then Linda, where's Linda? There you are. Hi, Linda from Texas. Ooh, nice. And then Favored Angela. Where's Favored Angela? Can we see your face? From Anderson.
I'm actually driving, so.
Oh God, stay safe. Be safe. Oh my gosh. Well, when you get to a location, we'll see your face. If not, join us with your tea tomorrow. I can't imagine. All right, Alexandra from Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh, where's Alexandra? Hello. Of course. Look at her. She has that glow. Of course she would. And then Maria, my team member Maria is here from Kenya. And Roy, we already met Roy. What's he saying? Right down the road. Okay. So if you guys can go on to repositioner.com/society, that is the group and it's being live streamed. Your faces are being live streamed right now. Thank you so much. Serena, where's Serena? From Jacksonville.
Hey, it's Serena.
Sorry?
Serena, like the tennis player.
Oh, Serena. Very nice. Very nice. I love that shirt because I have one like it.
Yeah.
I totally get people like commenting on it every time I wear it. All right, Janet, thank you. We're excited. I'm so excited that everybody's here. I am at work and only have a few minutes, just letting you all know. So when I disappear, you'll understand why. All right. Well, hopefully you'll come back next week. And Laura, where's Laura? Hi, Laura. All right. And Leon, you're not participating, but I know Leon so well. He's been to so many of our events. So welcome, Leon. And, you know, if at any time you have the privacy to do so, please go ahead and turn on your camera and your sound. Okay. My name is Chala Dincoy. Yes, he's here. All right. And I am the founder and CEO of the Repositioning Expert. And what I do is I'm an elevator pitch coach. And for 18 years, I worked for big companies like Pepsi, Pizza Hut, Frito-Lay. And for 18 years, I said no to suppliers, to B2B suppliers that tried to sell to me. 18 years, I kept saying, oh my God, please, you are doing it wrong. And so I left my job so that I can teach you guys, companies like us, how to sell to other corporations, How many of you sell to other corporations in this group? Okay, we're in the right. Chris, did you put it up?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so you're in the right group. Okay, so how many of you also sell to B2C? Anyone? Mark? Okay, we're gonna find out. So I want to just give you the what my view of the perfect elevator pitch is. So let me give you my elevator pitch first. My elevator pitch is, did you know that 3 out of 4 business owners never get asked for a business card or for a meeting when they introduce themselves to their prospect? Well, what I do is I fix what they're saying so that every hello turns into a request for a meeting. That's my elevator pitch, okay? And in fact, when I say this to people and I'm walking like trade shows when they used to have them, or I'm meeting people in person when I used to be able to meet in person, or even now in breakout rooms, people are like, can I have your information? Or they're like, can I have your card? And they're like, oh, I just did it. So you see, like you have to, here's my formula. You have to be really specific about who you help and what problem you solve. That's it. That's all I want from you today. So when you're introducing yourself. Now, the other thing is, if you guys are game and if you guys are interested, I have a podcast called Polish My Pitch. And what it is there's a 5-minute section where you come in and you do your elevator pitch for 30 seconds where you guys are going to introduce yourselves. And I ask for permission to fix it. And then in the moment, within 5 minutes, I fix it. So if we have time at the end of the networking, if you guys are interested, I'm so happy to do that for you. And you could watch and see how other people are getting fixed, or if you want to polish your own, I'm so happy to do that. This is something I was doing at like when we had, before COVID, I used to speak at conferences, and from the stage, there would be like lineups in the audience where people would be like doing their elevator pitch and I would be fixing it one after the other, after the other, after the other. So I became so used to it. Our Janet's even writing it. Whoa, she's already going. Awesome.
I have to go.
Yeah, you have to go. Janet, do you want to do it before everybody goes? You want to do it?
Sure.
Okay. Good woman, Janet. All right. Okay, so tell us what you do and who you help.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Janet. And what I do, I enjoy disabling the label for others, helping them to work through their problems through transformational life coaching.
Okay. Awesome. Now, do you want me to polish it, or you just want
I want you to fix it, polish it up, tear it up, chop it up.
Polish that puppy. Okay.
Yes.
So the whole concept that I use is called super niching. So I think that an elevator pitch is not about, it should not be just about what you do, but it should be a hook, right? It's just a hook to get interest, to get the meeting. Once you get the hook, then you can cross sell everything else. So let's focus it down if I have your permission.
Yes.
Okay, give me an industry, and by industry, I mean an industry that self-gathers by itself, or like for B2B, I'd like you to pick an industry. There's also, you could pick a interest group. So for example, I niche in women business owners, and they gather, like they're certified, they gather, they have their conferences, they have events every single day, 360 days. So you tell me an industry that you'd like to double, triple, quadruple your sales in. Pick anyone.
Healthcare professionals.
All right. So what is the most expensive problem you solve for them?
Actually, leadership.
Okay. What's the problem with their leadership?
Let me see if I can word this. Retaining compassionate healthcare providers or nurses, mainly nurses.
Okay. And what's the consequence if they don't? What is the cost?
Oh, the cost is at least, I would say, anywhere from 25 to 50,000 a year.
Okay. And
that might be low.
That is low. So tell me more about what happens to a healthcare provider if they don't retain compassionate caregivers.
What happens to the provider? The healthcare,
the provider is going to hire you, right?
Right.
Okay. So what happens to the provider if they can't retain compassionate caregivers?
Well, their patient or resident satisfaction scores go down. They
Uh-huh.
they actually burn and turn, as we say. They hire people, they leave. They hire people, they leave.
Which
And
causes what?
it causes them their expenses to increase.
Because of retraining and because of hiring.
Yes.
Is there something worse? Like, how about deaths or
Yeah,
lawsuits?
true. I was going to say quality of care diminishes. You have more trips to the hospital. You have poor outcomes, such as death is the ultimate, but there's a lot of things that can happen along the way.
Okay, so I would love it if you could base it on the biggest pain in terms of the most expensive pain. So if it's
Okay.
death, then I would love it. And here's one way to sex up your elevator pitch, you guys, is throw a statistic around the pain. So let's say,
Okay.
did you know that 1 out of 5 or whatever it is, 70%, like find the actual data, but 70% of hospitals are sued due to deaths caused by non-compassionate care. Well,
Okay.
what I
That's good.
do, and then you can say, well, what I do is, what is it that you do to help that, Janet?
Well, what I do a couple of things. The one thing that I'm doing currently is I mentor or coach supervisors or nurse leaders on how to connect,
Better.
better.
So then you could say, I coach supervisors and leaders to connect better so that a lawsuit and a death never happens again.
Because
There you go.
communication is the biggest thing.
There you go. You've just been polished.
Thank you so much. Virtual hug.
All right.
It's nice to meet everyone. I have to go now to a meeting.
Before you go, tell us something you're embarrassed about when you were a kid.
Okay. The first thing that came to mind was when I was a kid. I have 2 sisters, and my parents would have us stand up in front of people all the time and sing. We were called the Burn Sisters, and they could sing, and I cannot sing. So I've learned to lip sync.
I love it. Okay, that's a good memory. So you guys, I want you to come back every Tuesday because there's going to be a weird question every Tuesday. That's how we get to know each other, right? As humans. Thank you, Janet.
Bye-bye.
Okay, come back next week. All right. So who wants to go next? All right. Alexandra. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So let's go. Go for it. Turn on your mic. All right.
Okay. Sorry. We are a new breed of human-centric research and innovation facilitation firm that provides services to brands looking to better connect with Latinos, consumer, and make their product services more meaningful and inclusive. You know, when a consumer gets really frustrated with a product or service, well, you don't want a Latina to get frustrated with your service. So we help prevent that from happening to our clients by providing clever insights and enticing collaborative problem solving with the consumer in mind.
Okay, so do I have your permission to polish?
Of course.
Okay,
you don't want to get me mad.
No, exactly. Okay, so if who is the target? Is it consumer packaged goods or?
No, it's innovation consultant and market research people in whatever industry.
That's your target? Innovation consultant.
Yeah, it's B2B. So it's market research, innovation directors.
Okay, but function, innovation, so I need an industry of companies. So market research is an industry for sure, but innovation consultants, I don't know if they have like an
org. No, I'm sorry, I said consultants, but I meant people driving innovation within the company.
Right, so that's a function. That's not an industry. That's the person's role. But as an industry, what is it? Is it consumer packaged goods innovation consultant?
I have done lots of bankings and healthcare.
Okay, pick one that you want to double your business in.
Banking industry.
Banking. Okay, let's say banking. Okay. What is the #1 problem, the most expensive problem if Latinos don't like the bank, the brand? What's the problem they have?
They'll go away and they'll tell everybody.
Okay, so what is like the statistic around the pain? Did you know that 80% of banks are losing Latinos because their brand is irrelevant to their culture. Is that true? Did I make that up?
That could be, yeah.
like, so they're
It's
leaving.
a little bit high, but yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So that then what we do is, what do you do?
I do, I understand problems from the consumer's perspective and help the team within the bank to understand what it is so that they can problem solve with that in mind. Usually people try to solve problems from my own myopic, product driven perspective. So what I do is I switch that and that they solve problems, with the end consumer in mind.
Okay. So then you could say that you provide consumer insights to, and so Laura's saying something. So what about Latino population growth in the US? Yeah, that could be, but it has to be a pain, right? It has to be a pain. So if you have, if the problem is that the customers are leaving and it's Latino customers are leaving, what we do is we provide consumer insights about Latinos to the bank so that they're always relevant, so that their brand is always relevant.
Okay.
Yeah, Laura's also saying miss the top line revenue growth. Yeah, so that could be another pain, right? That they miss their growth numbers because all the Latinos are leaving. Hi, Biddy. All right. Okay. So wait, before you go, Alexandra, does that make sense? Is that good?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. Now, tell us something you were embarrassed of when you were a child, a memory.
Oh my God. I can recall an embarrassing moment, but not something that I was embarrassed. I once got, how do you say that? In school, when you get in trouble and they make a detention.
A detention, yeah?
I got a detention and I had to answer the phone for the principal for a full day. And somebody called, that they needed to hire a student.
Nice.
And I said that it was me, that I was so, I loved helping out. So I was helping out the principal that day and I got a job. That's
not embarrassing.
$6 an hour.
That's amazing. Oh my God, that's amazing. Okay. So let me tell you, that's okay, Crystal. Thanks for being here. I'm going to tell you my embarrassing story is when it used to snow in Canada and I was little. And the dogs would pee on the snow, it would be yellow. So I thought it was flavored. I used to eat snow. So I used to eat the yellow snow because I thought it was flavored. It was so disgusting. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Exactly. All right. So who wants to? Serena wants to go next. Okay, Serena. Go ahead.
That's really embarrassing. Like,
gross. You want to start with your embarrassing story or you want to start with your elevator pitch?
Sure that I have one, but I'm having a hard time right this second. I don't have one that tops that, but I'll think of one by the time I'm done.
All right. So tell us your elevator pitch.
Awesome being here. So, okay, so I'll just start. Here's the deal. Small businesses are closing their doors at an alarming rate, and the federal government buys everything from dog food to aircraft parts. I am on a mission to help, teach 500,000 small businesses how to succeed in federal contracting in just 6 weeks.
Okay. So, okay. Do I have your permission to polish?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take it. I love the pain, but I want to focus it. So let's focus it to, is there any one industry that you can help more? Or is suffering more?
No, not necessarily. So my goal, and this is just really more of a campaign goal because I do a couple different things, but I have a couple of businesses. But I figured I would do something that is more targeted. So my goal is really just to show and to teach small businesses how to succeed at federal contracting. So there are, of course, the SBA and things like that, but they teach the, doing business with the federal government, and it's not from a business owner's perspective. So being someone who has won hundreds of contracts with the federal government, ran 2 multi-million-dollar businesses, doing this thing, I take my own experience and kind of put it into a program, and that's the program that we're taking small businesses through to help them survive during times, especially like this.
Okay, so I wonder if, first of all, for a fact, I know that there are certain industries that are hurting more, right, because of COVID, and they're more affected than others. If you don't want to, you can make it around closing doors, right? You can make it around going bankrupt, or you can make the pain more around your specialty of, did you know that 90% of government bids, businesses never get 90% of the government bids they apply for. What we do is we increase that rate, we half that rate of failure, or we increase their rate of success by whatever, threefold. Does that make sense? So that it's so much more direct to what you do rather than the doors are closing. But if it's going to be the doors are closing, I would so much prefer, like you could say, did you know that, the hospitality industry is hit 3 times worse? They have 3 times as many or 10 times as many closures as the rest of all of the industries put together. What we do is we help restaurants or whatever it is, tourism companies, hospitality, stay open by winning government contracts. So then you have the 2 options of going really vertical or basing it on the fact that most of them fail, can't get into the government.
Yeah. And I guess the message that I'm really trying to communicate, because everyone thinks you have to do like proposals and this bidding and it's a long time. And that's actually not the case. I teach micro purchases and simplified acquisitions and easier ways to get it done. So I see what you're saying. I definitely don't want to pigeonhole myself in terms of industry, because I wouldn't want to do that, but I definitely want to focus on the pain of, while others, like the government's always open. You know what I mean? They don't run out of money. They print their own, like literally, like they actually.
They literally print it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, totally up to you. Totally up to you how you do it. But if you can focus it more and in my opinion, I mean, I have a whole program, Biddy knows she's in the program, but I have a whole program about pigeonholing yourself. It's called Nail Your Niche. And it's proven through not just my clients, but statistically, that when you do pick just one vertical, if it's large enough, and right now there are so many people suffering from that. Not only do you get known faster because of word of mouth, because they hang around together, but it's easier and cheaper for you to market because your message can stay in their world and you need to touch them 7 to 12 times with your message. And industries hang out together. They are suffering together. Crystal, who was on the call, she recently launched a travel agent program. It's selling like hotcakes, because you know why? Travel agents are sitting there and bleeding and crying. So I'm not telling you where to go, but
I totally get it. That's a great idea. I mean, yeah, I could definitely do that. I mean, I could definitely do that.
It's going to help you. It's going to help you. Anyway, come back next week and tell us how it's working when you're trying it out on different niches. All right, who wants to go next? Or you don't have to have it fixed, you guys. You could just go. Yeah. Hi, Linda. Tell us.
Hi. I'm on, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Did you know that 80% of software that's developed in the world is either never used or requires major rework before it's usable, according to the Gartner report? Because of this, I help software development organizations by teaching their software practitioners good practices in software engineering, software quality, software project and risk management, all those things that they didn't learn in college where they just learned how to code and do algorithms. in order to increase their ability to build excellent software products and things that are actually usable once they hit the field.
Okay, I love it. It's all pain-based, Linda. This is great. Do you want me to fix it or you're good?
Yeah, fix.
Okay, all right, polish, not fix, polish. All right, so I would love it. So then start by saying who you help, which is software companies, right?
Mhm.
Software manufacturers, is that right? Or programming companies, is it manufacturers? What are
Software organizations that develop software.
what are they called? Developers? Software developers?
No, it's any organization that develops software. A bank builds software to run the bank. A airplane company builds software to to control their airplanes.
Right. So in my head, that's a function, like it's like an HR manager, it's like software developer. And what I would prefer if you are selling your own services B2B is that you're a specialist in one industry at first, right? So let's start with, give me an industry that you'd like to double, triple your business in.
Nuclear.
Thank you. Okay. So what happens when nuclear software is badly made, Linda?
Well, everything from somebody doesn't get paid to nuclear disasters.
Okay, I like the disasters. So you see, the worse the better, right? Because we want to scare the bejesus out of them with your elevator pitch. And here's, you guys, 70% of humans buy based on pain. I'm not just a sadist here trying to make you guys like talk about pain all day. It's human interactions, it's human psychology. And the reason for that is your DNA is geared to look for danger. So if somebody is as soon as they open their mouth, they're talking about you and something bad happening to you, what's going to happen? They're going to be like glued to you because it's in their DNA to listen for that and to pick out that danger. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And the worse the danger, the better. If you say, oh, we get stressed out, like how bad is that? No, if the stress kills you, that's bad, right? Now I'm listening.
So I could start like something is, has your car ever tried to kill you because the software didn't work?
Well,
I actually have that story. My car tried to kill me. This new automation is stupid.
Isn't that like a movie, Christine? Anyway.
Yeah.
So let me just go back to the software. So nuclear software. So if the bad software causes nuclear disasters, is there a case in history, Linda? Like
not nuclear, but biomed most definitely.
Okay, so is that an area that you want to target or?
Yeah, I target them all. I literally have been in business for 21 years and I have a very thriving business doing this, but now I'm after 21 years and because of COVID, I'm no longer traveling the world to do this. I am now moving online to do online training instead.
Excellent, which is why you're online networking right now with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's say it's the biomed and the software is bad. What happens?
It kills people.
It kills people. So could you give us a pain statistic? Did you know that 80% of bad software is responsible? Did you know that 80% of deaths in the biomed industry are because of badly written software? Well, what I do is you named so many things. I would want you to just focus on one. So like project management. So make it the biggest thing that they would be for, right? So I do risk management so that never happens again. Or like name one thing. The thing I don't want you guys to do is to give a laundry list on either end, a laundry list of who you target and a laundry list of what you do to help them. Does that help?
Yep.
All right. You're going to tell us an embarrassing story of your childhood?
I guess I was always embarrassed because I was very tall, very quickly. So I was always, head and shoulders over most of the kids in my class. That was embarrassing. When I hit junior high school and started dating, there wasn't a boy in the entire junior high school that was taller than I was. So I was always embarrassed by my height, even when I wore flats. I wore flats at my wedding because my husband's an inch shorter than I am.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, you got to bring the picture next time. Next week.
Isn't there a movie on this? Isn't there a movie on this?
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Thank you,
But
Linda.
yeah, the very tall lady.
Oh,
My
very
father's my father's 6'4".
Oh my God. Wow. Oh my, well, I'm 5'3", so good for you. Good for you. All right, Manish, you want to go next?
Sure.
Right.
So we are a staffing company helping IT department of companies recruit SAP superstar. As per a recent study, about 46% of the people that are hired are actually mishires, and 19% of the hires are like B and C player, which means the hiring managers won't hire them again if given a chance. That means effectively about 35% are the people that are to be hired from the companies.
Okay.
We want the companies to avoid mishire because so we work only on a specific skill which is called as SAP. So we recruit only for SAP software.
Okay.
It's pretty niche down, and the failure of this SAP projects can cause it can impact the careers of the hiring managers as well as impact the business to go on standstill for a couple of days.
What goes wrong?
So nothing can, so they cannot manufacture, they can ship out, they can take orders. So entire business gets impacted if the projects are not deployed correctly.
So the SAP, so because of the mishire, the SAP misfunctions, which then can affect the hiring manager's position. Could you give, so I just want one statistic, you guys, and I want the most painful one. I mean, hey, listen, do you want me to fix it? I didn't ask your permission, Manish.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay,
go for
sorry, I just go right into it. I'm so excited. I can't even listen to people and introduce themselves without fixing it, like in my head. So I'm so sorry. Okay, so give me make it up for now, but look it up later. What is the pain statistic around what goes, like how many times out of 10 when an SAP project goes wrong is the hiring manager fired?
I'll say impact is very minimal, like 20%.
Oh, then that's not a good one. Okay, so let's think about how many out of 10 if they go wrong, what is the most costly problem if it goes wrong?
So the most costliest problem is the business is shut down for, let's say, 5 days. That turns down into millions of dollars in revenue. We had that in December for one of the companies.
Perfect. Okay, so can you give me an industry you'd like to double your business in that does a lot of SAP? Biotech?
Yeah.
Okay, biotech. So let's say, did you know that how many biotech companies do you think have been shut down because of SAP mistakes due to wrong hires?
I do not know, but that's a good figure that I should.
Yeah. So here's the thing, you guys, if there's no data that you can Google, what you do is you go and talk to 10 of your clients and you ask them how many times they were shut down. If 10 out of 10 said we've been shut down because of SAP errors, because of hiring errors, then you've got 10 out of 10. Okay. Or if they say 7 out of 10, like just go talk to 10 of them. So then that's your elevator pitch is, did you know that SAP mistakes caused in the biotech caused by hiring the wrong person causes $1 million a year, a day, whatever, for the biotech industry in shutting down. What we do is there something special that you do manage that nobody else does to make sure that it's not a bad hire?
So I have been in SAP working on hands-on on SAP for last 16 years.
Okay.
So I have the background of SAP. Normally in staffing, people have experience only with staffing.
Okay. So you're
an overlap between both of them, yes.
So then you put that into your elevator pitch and say, we're SAP specialists because of our, decades long experience in the job as opposed to in staffing. And that's how we solve your problem. Does that make sense? So you put it all into one 30-second one-liner of, the biotech SAP problems shutting down production because of a bad hire. Well, what we do is we've done that job for 16 years. So we know exactly who to put into that job. So that never happens again. Oh, tell us something embarrassing from your childhood, Manish.
So I bothered my brother and made him not go to his exam.
What happened?
I locked him in a room.
Oh my God, that's bad. Your parents must have been so happy with you.
And that was my older brother. So I got beating after that.
Oh my God. Well, who wants to go next, you guys? Chris, you want to go?
Sure, I could do that. I was just trying to find a statistic here for you.
Oh, nice.
All right, so I help people exceed their wildest expectations and help companies where 50% of salespeople fail to meet their goals or quotas that they're given by the organization.
Nice.
So I do this by connecting the strategy and the actions that the teams and the individuals take, all with motivating them to be able to exceed results beyond their own expectations.
Okay, so I love it, Chris. Do I have your permission, or are
Of course.
you're good? Okay. So I would love it if, give me an industry you want to double or triple your business in.
Innovation industries, innovation companies,
That's
technology.
Okay, tech. All right. All right. So this would be more focused if we could invent something that's different in terms of the strategy and action. So do you have some proprietary system or process that you can name? Do you know, like the Staples Easy button? There's no actual person when you press that button that comes to your house, right?
Right.
Kind of like that.
Course.
Is there some
not one that I've named. I have not come up with a creative name.
Okay, so because
Visioneers partners, creating vision, helping you see, helping you reach your vision or your goal, something like that.
Yeah, so I like the 50%. 50% of tech companies, sales reps fail to meet their quota. Maybe it's even higher. Are there any industries where it's higher, Chris?
Well, yeah, that's generally across all industries. Depending on the year, it's somewhere between 45 and almost 60% of people don't reach goals. I don't know by industry breakdown.
It would be interesting because of COVID if there was one more exaggerated than others. So then it would be great if you could focus on them.
Yes.
The next piece of it is that specialized something that you can give what I do, because unfortunately strategy, action, those are too generic, right? Like everybody's saying those things. So if I could frame, what I would think of for you is some form of something that we could call proprietary to us, that we could brand ourselves so that it conveys exactly why it's different and exactly what you would do to help them. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have an embarrassing childhood memory?
Well, I guess, yeah. So I'm the oldest, the two brothers. And the middle brother always wanted to watch TV, but I would tell him that when I was babysitting, I had to watch the TV in the living room, and he'd have to go watch the old black and white TV that was upstairs. And he didn't like that so well. So quite often he'd grab the fire poker and I'd just spend some time in the bathroom waiting till he calmed down.
Oh my God, that's good. That's a good one. Oh my God. What stories, eh? What stories? We were all crazy kids. Unbelievable. Yep. Thank you so much, Chris. Who wants to go next? Laura, do you want to go? Oh, we can't hear you. You got on mute.
You know, all these different web platforms are different. And I was clicking the little like red microphone and it's a thing.
I know.
So I don't exactly know how to say this because I did like a 60-second pitch.
That's good.
Yeah, but that was like for a pitch contest. But my company solves very complex problems. So there's a lot of pain and I don't even know which one is the most. So maybe, can I read my 60-second pitch to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know 30% of all healthcare costs are considered waste? 80% of medical bills contain errors, and 64% of Americans avoid care due to cost. How will you protect your employees and your bottom line? I'm Laura Bornius, founder and CEO of Maverick Consulting. US healthcare is like Swiss cheese. Your broker sells the cheese as is, but what about those holes? In 2016, my son was diagnosed as a diabetic, and even though we had great insurance, I was still paying cash for some of his supplies. What happens when your employees skip care? Their health is at risk and everyone's costs go up. At Maverick, we believe that clinical experts who understand business contracts and the supply chain should be the cornerstone and watchdog of every employer's health plan. Most of these experts are working for the insurance companies and brokers. Know what happens when they represent you? Magic. Maverick is magic. We've helped employers save over $200 million, and we can help you protect your people and your bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not like the only proprietary thing we have are the financial planning and analysis reports. But what I've done is I've gone and found these highly specialized experts, and I've built a team, and they're each kind of do their own little bucket that protects the employers. But there's so much risk and there's so much money. Like that 30% of healthcare waste that came from Kaiser Foundation, that's $3,500 per employee per year of waste on the employer side, not even counting employee. And then the other thing that the Fortune 500 companies are even missing is that these health plans are employee assets, and they're not monitoring for fraud, waste, and abuse. So there are lawsuits that are going on behind the scenes right now, and they don't even know about it because the insurance companies are settling, out of the news. They actually have settlement funds for this. So there's fiduciary legal risk lawsuits. There's, employees avoiding care, which then goes into productivity, absenteeism, presenteeism. The mental health is linked to safety accidents, all this COVID stress. And so what we do is we take an unbiased look at the data. We don't work for insurance companies or the healthcare brokers. And there's just so much that can be done. I don't even know where to start.
Okay, so this is great. I can see, so we talked online with you about the contest, right? The pitch contest, the WBE.
Yes, and I did it according to their format. Like this isn't like a hi, I'm in an elevator with you kind of thing.
No, I get it. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I've been a coach and a judge in so many, pitch contests. I know, and I still am. So I know what got them. The thing about pitch contests that's different than the kind of pitch that we do here.
Yes, I can see that.
One the length, right? People, you've got 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Just engage people. I wrote a book about it. But then the other part is what they're looking for is it's kind of like show business, right? And I know what got them is the Sun story, right? Because it's a women business, and unless there's emotion and there is something social like a cause in those pitch contests, they very rarely win. And Biddy's also WBE, and you can meet each other later or through this room. But anyway, so but it's good it's just like American Idol. It's good for visibility, right? You can be a runner-up and still be famous and rich. So, I mean, I've had clients who've entered those contests, and I ask them to go enter the contest. One, because it gets them visible. Two, it gets them really good
practice, feedback. Yeah,
exactly. So in order to make yours into a relevant 30-second pitch that engages buyers, especially B2B buyers who are now increasingly online. In fact, I'm putting together a presentation for a billionaire CEO group tomorrow, a B2B billionaire group tomorrow. And I've pulled some stats around how purchase on apps, on mobile apps, has gone up 452% in B2B purchases. And the B2B rep purchases have gone down almost 50%. And like 80% of buyers don't expect that to change in the next year. And they're happy about it. So the thing about your pitch, what I would do is, to your point, I would figure out the most painful and relevant costly piece for them. Is it the lawsuit for them? And you, like in my work with clients, we go and talk to the horse's mouth. We have a whole custom methodology of figuring that out from the market, but we would ask them, you know, and what the cost is. We wouldn't just Google it. We would ask them, is it the lawsuit? Is it the absenteeism? Is it the productivity? Is it the accidents? What is the biggest for them?
I think what's happening is they're getting canned reports from the carriers because they don't understand medical billing, medical codes, and all those things. And those reports are already filtered by the time they get them. So they're analyzing their healthcare data in a silo and not necessarily mapping it throughout the entire organization. So we actually take the data points and map it, you know, across all the human capital silos to the point where we can get predictive with it.
Understood. But it's so your pitch has to be always about a problem that they're aware of. You can't educate them into.
Oh, I don't think they know that. I don't think they know.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. So like we're working with a turnaround CEO right now. And literally on one of the calls, as we start building the relationship and we're showing him different solutions, he starts like this he's like wiping his face because they don't know that it exists. They don't realize, but there's a part of me that just wants to say, so walk me through that process when your healthcare broker negotiates with themselves. That's what I want to say, because I'm like, whose broker do you think they are? And the problem is that this is, it affects healthy employees, sick employees, everybody. Like, this is why your premiums are going up.
Okay, Laura, that's the trick. It's not about educating them into a problem. I want you to position your messaging on something they are actively bleeding,
yes, that's right,
screaming to solve, instead of, oh, I never knew. Like, so I'm sorry that I can't give you a package, but let's keep talking. Let's keep talking. And this is true for all of you guys. If you want to keep talking to me, you know where to find me. You reached out to me. I reached out to you. So let's keep talking, Laura. But so we've got a few more minutes. We've got 10 more minutes and we've got a few more people left. Is that okay? Oh, and please tell us your childhood embarrassing memory. I'm not going to let you off without that.
I don't even know if I have one. I mean, my brother and sister and I remember one time we were in my parents' basement. I don't even know if this is embarrassing, but it's like funny. Remember those like old cap guns? They had like a little like gunpowder or whatever and the little dots or whatever. My brother and I got this bright idea. We're like, oh, why don't we just beat these things with a hammer and see if that works? So we started beating like whole rolls, and then we started like hammering like 5 packs. One time it sparked and caught a box on fire in the basement. And me and him were like, we can put it out. We can put it out. My sister runs upstairs and like telling my dad, and he's, comes running down the steps, like cussing us out. He's like, I don't know if it's embarrassing, but it's like
pretty bad. I mean, yeah, you kids were rotten. My God, all I did was eat some snow. All right. So who wants to go next? There's Biddy, Seth, and favorite Angela. Angela, you want to go next?
Sure.
All right. Tell us what you do.
Okay. My name is Angela Hill. I am the founder and CEO of Journey Changers, where I'm known as the Inspirational Scholarship Coach. I help students plan, navigate, and master the scholarship application process so college is affordable to them and they can graduate with little or no debt. As a 16-year-old, I came home to an empty house. My mother was not there, my father was not there. So I still wanted to graduate, and I learned how to master the scholarship application process so well that I earned a full ride scholarship to an out-of-state college. And I used those same skills to teach my boys to win over $74,000 in scholarships. Wouldn't you like to know how I did it?
Awesome. Okay, I love it, Angela. Now, to be clear, that is B2C, like business. You're selling your business to consumers, not to other businesses. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's very clear you're targeting students now. Could you be more specific about that? Like, is it students in your specific geography, or is it students of a specific ethnicity? Is it students of a specific type I don't know, are they at risk youth? Or can you go more deep on that?
Yes, low income to mid income college bound students.
Okay. And the number one problem is that, what is it? They can't afford to go to college, or that they apply to scholarships and can't get in?
It's a combination. I guess. If I say one, it would be they apply for scholarships and can't get in.
Can't get in. Okay. So I would like you to find out what percentage can't get in. So let's say, 9 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 applications for scholarships are denied for, lower income students. What I do is I reverse that trend by changing what you're saying on your scholarship application, so that every scholarship, or 90% of scholarships, are funded, that we apply for are funded. What do you think, Angela?
Yes.
Bye, Biddy.
I like that.
Biddy, sorry we didn't get to next week. We'll get to you next week. All right. Okay, so who's left? We've got we've got Seth, but he's doing something at the door. So in the meantime, you guys, I'm going to do this every Tuesday. Bring your tea. I'm so happy to, and then get into the Facebook group where we're going to be connecting you more with, this is just the first week. So if we had so many people in the first week, I'm hoping that next week it's going to be even more, and the week after that, and the week after that. Welcome back, Chris. So yeah, we've lost Seth, but he was the last one to go. And Angela, you didn't tell us about your embarrassing childhood story.
I could say what's embarrassing. When I was little, I used to stay in the room while other kids were outside playing. I would stay in the room and pretend I was teaching other students, but there were no students there.
I love it. I love it. That is great, you guys. Well, I mean, do you guys have any other questions or anything else to add? How was this for everyone? Can we go around and maybe you can say one word about what you thought? Laura, what did you think? Was this helpful?
I think it's helpful. I think that what I'm doing is a little bit tricky. It doesn't necessarily fit into the framework, but I think there's a way to do it. But I think it's interesting though, because some of the people on here, I mean, are doing some really cool things. So
yeah, no, and you absolutely fit into the framework, because the framework is the human mind, and the framework of how to position to the human mind has not changed for hundreds of years. The technology has changed, the funnels have changed, channels have changed, but the human mind and the buying mind has not changed. It's just more complicated because of more choices. But the paradox of choice is, the more you tell them, the more things that you say, the more paralyzed they become. They can't make a choice. So that's the whole idea of super niching your message, so that you can hook their interest, so that you can get their interest. But before we go on, Seth, are you back with us? Do you want to go? You're the only one left. We were waiting for you, but you were doing something at the door.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a little bit of family emergency thing going on. I mean, nothing life-threatening, but
okay.
If I can catch you next week, that might be better.
Okay, all right. So was this helpful, everyone? I know Serena has to go. Chris, you're nodding. Okay, good. Oh, Biddy's is web. W-E-B-B. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. I hope to see you guys. I hope to see you in the group. Remember, the group link is repositioner.com/society. And I know it's Facebook, and a lot of you, your grandmothers are on Facebook. I know that, but we can connect there. It's just a great way to connect. And we'll see you again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.